Hey guys, Fox here. Today we're going to talk about tight flex and PA post shot. One of the more popular plays online right now. As we know, we always look back 2 years for popular plays in Madden. And PA post shot was pretty big in 17. It's big again in 19. I'm seeing it kind of taking over the ladder a little bit. It's tough because it's got crossing routes, post pattern. It's got some good stuff in it. So I'll break down PA post shot, how to run it effectively, then how I think is a decent way of shutting it down. So let's just run it against a cover 3 at first. So how do you run PA post shot? Well, you can run it stock. Now let's watch it stock against a cover 3. I really should have moved my guy. A is open, Y is open, B is covered. So A was open to check down. You'll frequently see the people going to that A right away. All right, let's get off that guy onto a D lineman. All right, sorry about the banging controller as I go back and forth. So A, check it down. B frequently gets open over top 2. So B is open. So there's basically 3 open routes against a stock cover 3. And then even worse against a cover 3. Say if they do some minor adjustments like streak, Smith-Schuster, bring back Washington. This is going to cause this is a one-play touchdown against cover 3. I guess I could have left on the play action too. But this is a one play against cover 3 if it's not hot route. Oh, and that safety played it miraculously. Generally, you don't see that too often against cover 3 beaters. I think if I roll out a little bit, if Smith-Schuster gets a good jump off the line, I don't think that safety plays it as well. Let's see if we can roll out a little bit. And there it is. All right, we're going to throw it on the run, but you get the point. One play Peter. So that way, on cover 3, if you run it, you got to invert your coverage, which makes it not as great against down the sidelines because it's basically cover 2. So here's a cover 3. It gets a stock cover 3 gets pretty beaten up against it. All the guy has to do is just make reads, and then you're pretty much cooked. B, see, cooked. X also. So how do you shut down? I mean, and against other coverages like cover 2, I'll show this against cover 2. Oh, that's the offensive remote. Let's switch over to Tampa 2. How does it get cooked against Tampa 2? Generally, this just cooks it naturally. Like if there's no guy in the deep middle, because the mid read gets confused in that crosser, Brown is open. So cover 2, cover 3. You guys know how bad cover 4 is. I shouldn't have to show that. 3-4 cover 4. Am I in the 3-4? Yeah. I don't have it in this, but basically crossing routes get open too against the cover 4. Just like they did against cover 3, this is like will. So what do? Man coverage is a pretty good solution. Right, all right, so let's just snap it. Let's watch what man coverage does to these routes. Let's see if it sticks sticky. Obviously, the drag is open right there. B is open, but it caught up near the end because of the bump on the pattern. So it looks like you get a couple open routes. Now, what do you do to those couple open routes? You can only use your one. So what you can do, I like to mix in absolutely hot heat. So just some absolute brutal heat on them. I'll pinch my linebackers, guest pass. Now, this is going to come in pretty hot. I will QB contain so they can't get outside on this basically blitz, and then watch the running back. Usually the running back's block, so I'll get lost in this mix and then try to lurk this A route because that's always a check down on the quick one. But B was open. That's a gambler one. So you can gamble that way. You can also, if you do that same Tampa 2, same pinch bucko. I prefer this out of like a dollar formation or dime formation because that way you get guys that can play man coverage a little bit better. Then your safeties really on them. So, I mean, you can put safeties on them in man coverage too. That's fine. McDonald's going to get open. So, what you can do, I like to put X into, say, a curl flat and then B into a curl flat. You can do with the defensive backs too. Leaving those purple zones. Cloud flats are okay this year. On those crossing patterns, they're not the greatest. I feel like these curl flats play him a little bit better. Not the greatest. And they'll throw him deep to stop that deep post. So, Manti Te'o, take the deep post. You can do many adjustments, but it's basically a similar scheme. You can even put in a spy if you're worried, or QB contain, all that stuff. Just a straight pass rush. I like a straight pass rush, make him get outside the pocket, then you can send a spy, and then you can send a zone like the guys in the purple zones afterwards. Generally, this zone isn't going to really cover much because he doesn't really drop back far enough, but you're relying on the man coverage from that crossing route left to right to catch up. So you're on the running back. All right, you see him, he's not going. You kind of like bump that, and then you cover B. See how Y, B, it's all locked. So this man coverage, it was big in 17, man coverage with cloud flats. So let's watch how that broke down. So that play broke down, but basically the drag got open early, but he's running right into the purple zone, and then you're covering behind the purple zone. So yeah, he can get a couple yards there, especially if you bait it. He can get a couple there. You can go hard flat on that side too, and then cover this one, this crosser right there. And then like this crosser right here, is covered pretty well by man coverage. You're gonna get an interaction there against man coverage, and this deep post is covered by the man and the deep post player. So that's pretty well locked. And then playmakers are tough too. So like you'll see a lot of people in this formation. What they'll do is they'll end up putting a player on the field and they'll playmaker him. So let's go back to our pinch buck. Let's put him into like a hard flat there, and then maybe him into say let's do this, and then so we'll curl flat one side, hard flat the other to take away. Tails in the deep middle. You got running back to crossing route. So what a lot of people like to do, if they don't like that crossing route right there, they might put him on like a curl, or maybe they'll put McDonald on a curl, drag him, do stuff like this. So you can never really keep it. They'll keep changing it up. Basically, also one thing, you can't just stay in man coverage. So mix in zone, mix in blitz. Like I said, this is not a cure-all defense. You cannot set it and forget it. Just know they will take advantage if you stay in the same thing over and over. They'll end up swinging their halfback, so you can't, and they'll get really get a lot of yards. But you got a guy over there to cover the swinging halfback, so that's not terrible. A streaked halfback could be a little bit problematic, but he's not being streaked, not being any of that. So there's the curl, and then like, all right, he got sacked, but like say if you reroute him, the man coverage stays with the reroute pretty well on that playmaker. But overall, that's kind of what I'm thinking to stop this PA post shot. It's a good play, but man coverage seems to be able to handle it all right. And again, you know, your opponent's generally not too terrible if they're running the meta, so they will be able to adjust a bit. So just understand, don't be constantly running man because they will run double moves and stuff. So that's it for this tip video. Hopefully the PA post shot, either as your offense or to defend it, this video helped you. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.